Welcome to Redvee TV from our outside broadcast studio. It is sunny.
Yeah, why not?
Before our round 12 Super League fixture against the Huddersfield Giants at the Totally Wicked Stadium tomorrow night. Coming on the back of the defeat at Wakefield, where in our post-match reaction we just slated the referee and we didn't want it to turn like that.
Constructively,
It was constructively, yeah.
I don't think we just said he was bad. I think we said he was unfit.
Aside from the referee, we basically mulled ourselves for that 20-minute spell in the first half where we failed to defend very well.
Yeah, pretty much. Not only that, I thought when we were going forward as well, we'd look good, but there was just that little bit of clinical play that we were missing, that we've seen in other games, but we didn't quite see over at Wakefield, which was a shame, because we did have chances just to even salvage a draw out of that game.
I think for me, Justin Holbrook said we needed to play better, we need to improve. I thought we did after that 20-minute spell. I thought we were better second half defensively, especially.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But for a couple of calls, we could have easily got over for a couple of tries, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, exactly right. I know we've debated a couple of the calls via text and that this week, but that's it. If we could have been a little bit smarter as well.
I think if we'd have got on our noses in front in that second half, we'd have gone on to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, even the last 10 minutes out of the game where there was like the sin binnings, the potential call for the penalty try. Take them out of the game, and we didn't score. Well, they didn't look like they were going to score again in the second half. So we had another 30 minutes or so there that we could have brought their line and broke it more than we did.
I think for me, it just goes to you can't give a team pretty much like a 20-point start and expect to be able to win a game. Teams will just shut it down. I think from when Wakefield, as soon as we went 22-6 up, I think we got that try before half time, but they spoiled the game just by lying on the tackle, slowing the play the ball down, and it nullifies our performance. And they were allowed to get away with it. Fair play. It was a tactic that worked for them.
Yeah, listen, if the referee doesn't mind a slow play the ball, then you've got to adapt to it.
We seem to struggle with slow. When the game gets slowed down and we get a slow play the ball, and we've not got James Rownby on the field to get us out of there quickly, we seem to struggle.
We do. I mean, I don't want to bag players, but our options at 9, we had one that was more dynamic than the other.
To be fair, when I say that, team struggles when world-class hooker isn't available. Shocker.
It's hardly a headline of the century, isn't it?
Mark Percival. Does he need to improve his discipline a little bit more?
Yes.
It's stupid. It's you know what? It's stupidity. It's not. I can understand why he did it.
Yeah, listen,
but you're not going to get away with it. Well, unless depends who you are, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mark's got himself as a bit of a mark man after. What did he kick the ball?
Kick the ball, and was it Scott Mikolauskas? When I turn around and just say yes, he's obviously got to have it in his mind that now he's, and I know emotions run high, and he probably doesn't think of previous things that have happened, but you're right. People at the RFL are going to look, and because he didn't, it sounds daft, but because he didn't make a concerted effort to apologise when he miscued the ball, and that's what he did. He didn't kick it purposely at the referee.
Somebody tweeted us there was one at the weekend where they blasted the ball and it missed the referee by a couple of inches or whatever it was, and that stopped them getting a ban because they didn't hit the referee. So basically, you can kick the ball as hard as you can at the referee, as long as you don't hit him with it.
But yeah, because Dom Peru did exactly the same at Hull KR away. When Dom Peru scored his try,
and it's accidental. I'd argue that he shouldn't have got a ban for the kick where he kicked the ball against McLaughlin. It was an accident. But
I think it was actually his reaction to it. The fact that he hasn't just put his hands up and gone, "Oh, sorry, ref," or made it an immediate reaction.
Like it's an accident,
and fair enough. Listen, if that's how
that said, his language at the weekend.
Yeah, he meant that. And you can't do it. You just can't do it. And
it makes me laugh when he was told that apparently he appealed for the decision and were told that the linesman said it was nothing. Well, it was. On the replay, you can clearly see he got pulled down. And it was the touch judge shouldn't be missing that, should he?
The touch judge was Chris Kendall, the referee.
He was a referee. Shouldn't be missing that. Especially after the one in the first half where Zeb Tyre got done for taking out the Wakefield player. And do you know what? For me, they're both penalties. One got given, one didn't.
Yeah, they are. But
as I said, we should have had a penalty and we should have had 13 on 12 on the Wakefield line. Instead, we found ourselves penalty against us, and the numbers evened up last couple of minutes, and it might that again.
But yeah,
decision might cost us.
Listen, I like the passion that Percy shows, but there's ways and means of channeling it. It's easy for me to say it as a non-professional sportsman, saying he needs to channel that better.
He needs to get up off the floor, turn round to the touch judge and go, "Please, Mr. Touch Judge, will you please reconsider your decision?"
No, he just. Unfortunately, it's one of them things. And you know what? If they're going to be consistent, and this is a word that we've used quite a bit, if they're going to be consistent,
playing 10 on 10 some weeks.
No, if they're going to be consistent, that's going to get pulled every single week.
It doesn't, does it?
That's all you want. But this is what you want.
Wigan have got certain grub players who, if you watch the games on Sky when they're on, not that they're on often these days, there's certain players effing and blinding behind the referees' ear all game and seem to get away with it. And and I think that's the frustrating thing, the lack of consistency.
Well, he didn't do it behind the referee's ear. He did it straight to Chris Kendall's face. I think that's probably the difference.
What you need to do is you need to, as a football player,
just
your conversations like that.
Just cover your mouth.
That said, Matt Percival misses out this week.
And rightly so.
With 1 game suspension. If you're going to lose him for a game, it's a good game to lose him for.
Only if we win it.
But a home game against Huddersfield, you'd hope, would be the right game to miss. I think we just.
What was the score when we played Huddersfield early in the season last year?
I think things have changed a little bit, you'd hope.
I'm just saying, don't count on everything. I'm just saying, don't count on
anything.
But
we said in recent weeks, or at least I've said in recent weeks, these are the games that you'd look to start rotating your squad. It's an enforced change, but not necessarily the worst thing that could happen. Mark Pierce would be in great form, but it gives him a week off, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Be interesting to see how he kind of goes about replacing him as well.
Well, I was just saying to you before, the Mike Critchley column is interviewing the St Helens Star this week with Justin Holbrook. Justin basically saying he's potentially looking to bring Matty Costello on the side. He's been doing well at Sheffield, and rather than move everybody around the side, just slot Matty Costello straight in.
And good. If you actually look at, I've seen a couple of the team sheets that Sheffield have put out. He's been playing full-back at Sheffield, and one of the other newbies in the 19 this week has been playing centre, and that's Bentley. Bentley's been playing centre rather than Costello.
But obviously with Zeb Tyre missing out also.
Yes, then that's where probably Bentley or Ashworth, depending on who he's playing better, and Ashworth has been playing second row for Sheffield, they may well get the nod. Obviously out of the three of them, one of them is definitely in that 17.
Not wanting to make too many changes, potentially. Do you rest one of your forwards also with Matty Lees, or is that one change too many this week?
I don't see a problem with maybe resting just one more. If you rest 2 in the forwards, one injured and 1 rest, I don't see an issue with that. It might be good to give him game time, but he's got to be ready to put in some big minutes, not just a 20-minute cameo here and there. Hopefully he'll be conditioned well enough to actually go on and play 30-40 minutes instead.
Speaking of players with language issues, Danny Brough, we're told by Gary Carter from The Sun that if you rearrange the letters cooking font, you may have a slight chance at guessing what Danny Brough said to the officials this week.
Unfortunately, it doesn't surprise me with Danny Brough.
And he's got a 3-game ban on the back of it.
3
games. But let's be honest, he's not a first-time offender, just like Mark Percival. So Mark, if you're watching, don't do it again. You might get 2 next time.
That's the first time I hadn't seen that he got 3 games. I'm surprised it's not more, because he is a serial offender.
You just wonder if he likes his time off.
He might do, yeah. Might have a.
Is that why he got sent off from Australia? Because he just had enough of playing for Scotland. So just
might want a couple of beers. Watch the rugby on Sky instead. Danny Brough is now coming towards the end of his career as well, and you wonder.
He doesn't hold the sway that he once did.
Yeah, and you just wonder, with Huddersfield struggling a bit at the minute, Cume turning us over on Friday. You just wonder if he's part of the problem.
If Huddersfield turn us off, if they turn us over on Friday night, I will present next week's preview show in a Wigan jersey. That's how confident I am.
Okay, fair enough. But you think that, like,
somebody has to send one in the like, because I'm not buying one.
One of the
it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's just not. The banker of the weekend will be safe. Safe to win.
To be honest,
I think we're getting a 24-point start on the handicap this week, which tells you a lot.
And I've backed us by 32.
I think I've took us by 40.
But yeah, I think going back, I think Brough may be an issue at Huddersfield as well. It's just they've not kind of moved on.
Do you think this is the end of the line for him after this season, potentially?
Possibly, although he's signed a new deal there, hasn't he? Hasn't he signed again? I just think you look at some of Huddersfield's players, and no offence to the likes of Lee Gaskell and Danny Brough, but you just think that's not a fantastic half-back partnership.
The world's moved on, hasn't he?
Yeah, unfortunately so. And
was Gaskell ever the answer when? Well, has he ever been the answer for anywhere?
Gaskell could be a good full-back rather than, I think, a half. It could be a decent centre rather than a half, but I don't think he's a Super League half.
This is going back to if we done Redvee TV when we were the season we were at Widnes.
Low Maskell.
Yeah, that's a debate for 6 years ago, isn't it? 7 years ago. So yeah, I think we've discussed what we think is going to happen. You saying by 32. I'm myself by 40. So hopefully it should be a bit of a routine victory on Friday night.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Up for the next few weeks.
Yeah, just I mean, obviously you've got to hope that the young lads swim.
It's a good week to get 2 points as well, isn't it? Obviously, with Hull playing Leeds, Wigan playing Cast, there's a couple of them sides going to drop points, and an ideal will be 2 draws. So you need to win these games. Again, we've talked all year about wanting to finish top of the table. Oh, sorry, in the top 2, just to get that home semi-final. But obviously, we're probably looking past the fact that if you finish top of the table, it's an extra £100,000 in the coffers from the prize money. So I'm sure that'll be at the forefront. At the end of the day, that's potentially 2 young players in your squad for next season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about budgets, isn't it? And how much you can spend on your squad, whether you are going to be able to spend salary cap or, I don't know, just redoing something, bringing something into the club that might not be playing.
£100,000. That's the difference between having a Morgan Escaray at full-back or Ben Barber.
Yeah, probably so.
That's the difference in the wages.
Yeah, your marquee, isn't it?
Yeah, so yeah, let's put our foot down, get that top spot on the table, and do you know what? I'm not fussed about a shield, but money rules the world, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
Right, we will see you tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow night, if you're watching this tonight. Confusing, isn't it? It's not hard.
Yeah.
For instant fan reaction on Redvee TV. If you can get along tomorrow night to the Huddersfield game at Totally Wicked, be there, because it's another opportunity to see a world-class Ben Barber. See you soon.